Every effective prompt is built from a few key parts that work together. When you understand those parts, you can write clear, reliable instructions every single time, instead of guessing and hoping the AI figures out what you meant. Think of it like the anatomy of a request. Just as a doctor learns the bones and muscles of the body, you'll learn the building blocks of a strong prompt. In this lesson, we'll break a prompt down into 5 core components. Look at how each one shapes the response and then put them together into a complete, structured prompt you can reuse. Master this, and you've got the foundation for everything else in the course. Let's start by naming those 5 components. A well-structured prompt usually contains 5 core components. First, the role or persona. Who should the AI be? An expert, a teacher, a critic? Second, context. What background does it need to help you well? Third, the task. What exactly do you want done? Fourth, format. How should the answer be structured, like bullet points, a table, or a word limit? And fifth, constraints. What rules or limits apply, such as tone, length, or things to avoid? You won't always need all 5, but knowing them gives you a checklist. When a response disappoints, you can usually trace it back to a missing component. Let's look at each one more closely, starting with role, context, and task. Let's break down the first 3. The role sets the AI's expertise and perspective. Phrases like, "You are an expert data scientist," "act as a patient elementary school teacher," or "pretend you're a skeptical investor," all change the tone and depth of the answer. Context gives the necessary background, the situation or problem, relevant details about you, and any previous attempts or limits. The more relevant context you share, the less the AI has to guess. The task is the specific action you want. Use a clear verb like explain, write, analyze, or create, name the subject matter, and state the outcome you're after. A strong task leaves no doubt about what success looks like. Next, let's cover the final 2 components, format and constraints. Now, the last 2 components, which people most often forget. Format tells the AI how to structure the output. You might ask for JSON, Markdown, bullet points, a specific word count or length, or particular sections and headings. Without this, you might get a wall of text when you really wanted a tidy list. Constraints are your rules and limits. They cover what to include or exclude, the tone and style you want, and who the audience is. For example, you could say, keep it under 150 words, avoid jargon, or write for complete beginners. Together, format and constraints turn a decent answer into one you can actually use without editing. With all 5 components in mind, let's see what goes wrong when they're missing. Most weak prompts fail in one of 4 ways. The first is a missing role. Without expertise context, you get generic, surface-level responses. The second is a vague task. Compare "help me with my essay" to "review my essay for grammar" and suggest 3 improvements. The second one tells the AI exactly what to do. The third mistake is no format, which is how you end up with a wall of text when you wanted bullet points. And the fourth is conflicting constraints, like asking the AI to be comprehensive but keep it under 50 words. Those instructions fight each other, so the AI has to pick one and disappoint you on the other. Spot these 4 patterns and you'll catch most prompt problems before you ever hit send. Here's a simple template you can keep on hand and fill in for almost any request. Start with "you are" plus a role with specific expertise. Add a context line with the relevant background. Then a task line, a specific action verb, the subject, and the outcome you want. Next, a format line describing the structure, length, and style. And finally, a constraints line listing your rules and anything to avoid. You don't have to write it in this exact order every time, but running through these 5 slots is a fast way to make sure you haven't left a gap. Copy this skeleton, swap in your own details, and you'll produce well-structured prompts consistently. Now, let's put it to work on a real, messy example. Let's analyze a real prompt that's missing almost everything. Look at this one. Help me write an email to my boss about taking time off next week. It's a fine start, but think about what's absent. There's no role to set expertise. There's no context, like why you're taking time off or what your relationship with your boss is. There's no format, so you don't know if you'll get 1 line or 5 paragraphs. And there are no constraints on tone or length. Your turn now. Try rewriting this prompt with all 5 components, then run it. You can do that right now on this lesson page using the Interactive Prompt Playground, or paste your version straight into an assistant like ChatGPT or Claude and compare the results. This is the foundation for everything else in the course.